The entry-level CX-90 gives you BMW-like performance at a much cheaper price. I'll include a link to the Southern Mazda's website in the description down below. They're providing us with the CX-90. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood is a 3.3-liter turbo inline-six that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 23 around town, 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 280 horsepower and then 332 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Very boxy hood design with the CX-90. And then the headlights are actually really sharp looking, and notice how you've got a lot of chrome trim, painted trim here on the front end. So other than the bottom portion, there's not really a lot of exposed plastics. Tire and wheel setup is 275 by 45 by 21. You've got metallic gray for the wheel coloration. Inline 6 badge there on the side, and then you can see stuff like the mirror caps and the door handles are body painted to match. And here is your side profile. You can see it kind of has like a tapered egg shape in the back a little bit. I will knock Mazda for that somewhat for the design. Now when it comes to key fob features, we've got the Mazda logo, we have our lock and unlock, and an opening for the hatch on the side. Little charge port here in the rear. Now it is a strap system for the third row to lower it down, but you can see that it folds pretty much flat there across, and then you have quite a bit of space behind the third row, so it's actually pretty practical. Third row passengers do get a little USB port. Now one thing to know about the third row that is a downside is it's pretty cramped there in the back, so you don't have a ton of space. Kind of have a circular effect on the taillight, and it goes into the hatch there, which I think looks good. But yeah, then the rest of the back end, not a huge fan, but that's the exterior. This week's giveaway is perfect for classic muscle car lovers because we have a Cuda and a Roadrunner. The Cuda produces 290 horsepower and has an automatic. The Roadrunner produces 390 horsepower and has a manual. Both of them are obviously powered by V8s. Now this particular giveaway is going to be ending fairly soon on November 2nd. So if you want to get in now and get some extra bonus entries, just use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Let's now pop inside. We've got a sunshade here for the rear passengers. Soft touch there at the top. I like this kind of like fake wood trim. You can see the stitching down below too. And then look at the seats, perforated all down the center too. Legroom back here is great. Also a little storage pocket. Heated seats in the back. We have our own climate zone in the rear, USB ports, vents, all of that. And then actually pretty good headroom back here. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then you get more of that soft touch trim. Nice finish kind of on the window controls and more of the fancy stitching. Seats perforated all down the center portion here. We do have our power adjustments on the side with lumbar support. To the left of the steering wheel, you've got your memory seat function, and then different items like your auto stop start if you want to turn that off the traction. Also for the parking sensors, some of the safety tech too. Let's start her up. Soft touch all around the steering wheel. You've got paddles on the back. There's practical controls on the front face, including for the adaptive cruise control. We've got our volume and voice command controls as well, and then just regular stocks there on the back. Nice trim. This is fancy feeling. Digital gauge cluster, which means that you can change the information that's displayed there in the center. This will also give you a little kind of readout for the drive modes. Backup camera in reverse, but it actually has pretty darn good resolution. As for the rest of the infotainment system, it is, doesn't want to focus, not a touchscreen, but you'll note that it's pretty quick to respond to the whole dial system. It is something to get used to. If you use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it does function as a touchscreen. I like all the soft touch trim on the dash. And then if we zoom in, we've got our climate controls. So we've got our dual zone for up front, heated and ventilated seats with this. We also have a heated steering wheel too. Phone charging pad, we have our drive mode select. Got some cup holders. Shifter there to put it into gear. Also have hill descent control. These are the controls for the infotainment system, and then your volume, parking brake, and auto hold too. Look at this with the whole center console. Got some more USB ports inside. Yeah, nice trim there. Just have a regular rear view mirror, and then we do have a sunroof up top. 2026 90 Preferred, 45,310. Let's see how the Preferred performs. Let us set off in the 90. Let's actually see if this has double pane windows and just regular glass. You know what I think's funny is I've been talking to people, and my channel has now become, part of my channel has now become a guide for if cars have thicker glass. I just try to, I always try to become better at my job over the years, and so I try to mention more and more stuff to help you guys out with choosing different vehicles. But yeah, we're gonna turn this down quite a bit. Yeah, this is smooth. Now we're gonna be extra cautious while driving. I almost had a lady cause an accident with me earlier. I might make a full video about it. It was bad. She literally ran a red light and then just stopped straight in the middle of the road, in the middle of the line of it was so bad. It was so bad. I'm still trying to like calm down from that because I was this close. Like if I had not slammed on the brakes when I did, ooh. Yeah, I always complain about bad drivers in Utah, and everyone's like, oh, they're not that bad. And then it's like, well, you don't experience what I experience, folks. It's kind of jumpy with the engine a little bit. Once you're up and moving, it's smooth. The kind of like the initial grab is weird. It's kind of jumpy. Not sure what that's about. It's not bad, but it's just kind of it's very noticeable. See, it's weird. Like once you're up and moving, it's smooth. It's just that initial. Man, it's got power. Feels weird for an inline six, though. I will say that. The thing that always intrigues me is when automakers do like weird random displacement numbers on engines. Like I always wonder, because with turbo inline sixes, almost all of them are 3 liters in displacement. Like that's what you see across the board. And then Mazda's like, we got to do 3. Like where does 3.3 even come from? Like why? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Did you do it just to be different? And it always makes me wonder because you'll see like these engines that have these weird displacements, they'll have issues. They always have issues. Like another good example is BMW's 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. Like most twin turbo V8s are like 4 liters in displacement, right? That's what you see across the board, 4 liters. And then BMW's like 4.4. And then it has a bunch of issues. Now I obviously know that displacement alone is not going to cause an engine to have issues, but it's like maybe they're like overcomplicating things, just overcomplicate them, and then that's what ends up ultimately leading to the problems, you know? It's got good torque though. You guys gotta remember, this is mid-40s. This is not an expensive, I mean, it's not dirt cheap, but like in the grand scheme of things, for the luxury, this is providing heated, cooled seats, all of that, not that expensive. Not that bad at all. So, in conclusion, I like how this drives. This is smooth. It's pretty quiet. I mean, you do hear some road noise, you hear some engine noise and everything. It's not as quiet as the more loaded up trim with the insulated glass, but it's still pretty darn good. And it kind of, I mean, I compared the other CX-90 to a BMW the other week, and people got so offended. They're like, oh, it doesn't compare. And it's like, I get it. I'm a B58 fan myself. I understand the benefits of that engine and everything, but you look at how expensive an X7 is versus one of these, and you can't tell me that the X7 is tens of thousands of dollars more car than this, because it's not. I think the X7 is objectively a better car, but you know, I think if the X7 was like 70 to 80 grand, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But when it's like the last one I reviewed was like over 100 grand. It doesn't provide that much more value. So yeah, this 90 kind of gives you a BMW-like, sorry, I gotta make sure I don't hit this 70 here. Yeah, kind of give you a BMW-like experience, but at a much lower price point. I will say though, Mazda needs to fix the back end and they need to fix the third row, that's for sure.